Great day, great day, great day. Love, family. Once again, it's your main man, the melanated man, Avok, a voice of consciousness, here on a pre-recorded edition of Get Your It Together, not the live version, but 2.1. Excuse me. We are pre-recording. We're a little late this week. We like to do it like Tuesday or Wednesday, or pre-recorded, and then we do a live on Saturdays. The website is jhwentinc.com. You'll be able to get all the be able to get all of the episodes through the YouTube channel, or you can go to a Voice of Consciousness 4019 on YouTube and get the content. We will have some blogs on the website, JHWENT. So once again, today's date is actually the 30th. We had I've been dealing with, I hadn't used my equipment in so long. I've been had to fine tune and adjust and make updates, and so it's been throwing me off. My timing's been a little off. However, we will ride this thing. We will be consistent with this thing, like we were with the Blog Talk radio shows, like we were with the King James Productions back in Chicago in the early 2000s. So once we get back in motion, we be very consistent. So I'm moved and inspired, more so because of the times that we're in. The times that we're in is definitely a time to re-express, re-emphasize the issues, well, not the issues, but re-emphasize and reiterate the memory of the soul that you already are. So keep in mind, we're talking about energy, frequency, and vibration. It's a new language, not like Spanish or from a foreign country trying to learn English, or going to Italy trying to learn Italian. It's universal. So the language is energy, frequency, and vibration. Now what happens is, with energy, frequency, and vibration, it is connected, interconnected to all that you are, the divine soul, the divine being, the divine essence of you as source. Within the source is divinity. And so, like I've always said, and like I always continue to say, what I am, no, who I am is divine. What I am is divinity in motion. So the essence of all that you are is already magnificent, already the top-notch processing device or equipment. You have all of the technology, all of the technology, let's say this, all of the technology that is present in today was reverse engineered from you. In essence, they took what they know divine beings to be, that's the top-notch, cream of the crop, what is used, misused, abused, and consistently tinkered around with, played with. They reverse engineered to create, to generate all of the technology, so-called technology of today. It comes from the biochemical, biophysical super being that you already are, with the melanin and your emotions. And so that's the whole idea, right? To control this powerful, most magnanimous, divine, diverse, and divine essence of divinity walking, it is to control that. Having power over you, the melanated beings that you already are, that have forgotten who they really are, to have control over you, that's the key to running or controlling. You know, all the cartoons about controlling the world. I want to be the best. I want to be. You are not in competition with anything or anyone. Let me say that again. You are not in competition with anyone, nor do you have to be. All you have to do is show up as your authentic self, the divine essence that you already are, walking, talking, breathing. All you have to do is show up and be authentically genuine. That's it. You can't do any of what is being done now. All of the gambling and all of the excessive sex and all of the um, vile, inordinately vile vices must be eradicated. Your divinity is dependent on your level of discipline. And the discipline has to be consistent with your integrity, with your approach to the truth. It has to be balanced by the heart. And the heart is the center of your being. Your heart, the heart's intention, is the center of all that you already are. Connected, never disconnected. The only way that you are disconnected is by perceptually only. So keep in mind, as a shaman, an energetic shaman, we seek to not use nature's foliage and nature's concoctions in the forest to create this euphoric mindset to take you out of this reality into what could be or what could possibly be through the use of external things. As an energetic shaman, we use what the internal seeds are already there. What's already in you, wipe away, strip away all of the nonsense that you've been given over the eons of time. That's what we seek to do as an energetic shaman. And I'm certified as well. As a ordained energetic minister or frequency minister, we speak to the connection with your energy, frequency, and vibration with the consciousness that you're able to process. This is you. Your whole system is a processor. Your intake, outtake data all day long through your eyes, nose, skin, hair, everything. You're a processor on a regular basis every nanosecond. So we have to be authentically genuine. And we can't be afraid to go into the darkness. That's where we are. Where we are today is about revealing. This is a time of revelation. There was a time of duality. This is now a time of revelation, flowing in the reality and the truth that you already are. You have to align yourself with that truth. Excuse me, not my truth, not what they say the society's truth, but what is core in you, not what you believe. It's away with the belief. Belief only means that you've adapted and adjusted to someone else's idea, and you've accepted it as your own. That's what belief is. When you believe in something, you've accepted and adapted and adjusted to somebody else's idea that you've said, oh yeah, okay, I'll take that. Yeah, yeah, that's fine with me. Okay, you're in agreement with. Everything is a contract. Everything is a contract. If you participate in, even if you uh, don't think you are participating, but you go along with it, you've signed the contract. Because if you're in it, the optics is gonna make it look. The optics is gonna look like you're a part of it. So we have to be really clear. We have to be really, really clear, and we have to steer clear of that which is not of our heart's genuine desire. And if your heart's genuine desire is to be liberated, then you have to divest yourself 180 degrees from where we are. Now you can get you can get the degrees that you want in terms of miseducation or okay education or go to school or whatever. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with anything you want to do because remember, divinity has no boundaries. Divinity is infinite and it's eternal. And yes, you are eternal. Now, you may not stay in the same form eternally, but all there is consciousness. And you're an expression of the all there is. We are the expression of the all there is. We're the all that is expressing itself as you, me, we, as one with source. Consciousness is source. Everything is expressions of the one source that is consciousness. We're all individualized individuations of the one source as an individualized individuation source of source it's within itself. We are not separate from anything. There's no separate. How can you separate yourself? How can you well you can perceptually, because that's the only thing that it is that has been played. There's been uh, the mind game to make you think that you're less than, to make you think that you're an old filthy rag, to make you think that because you do drugs you're not divine. Everything is divine. Remember, consciousness is expressing itself and experiencing through all things, being all things at the same time as all is being all. That's what consciousness is. Consciousness is not just holy. Consciousness is not just sovereign. Consciousness is all things. Plants, animals, the wino on the corner. Just because he doesn't know who he is, or don't remember what he is, or how he works, or what it is that can make him work at a higher level, doesn't mean he's less than. There is no hierarchy in the realm of divinity. All is important. Every blade of grass, every breath you take, every step you make is all necessary. And everything has its place and its space and time. And this is our time. Those of us who have come here to shine as light, because we're all light. Everything is light. There's some element of light, and that's why they take away the natural foods or the natural organic uh, um, substances, because In every all organic vegetation and fruits and things of that nature, there's elements of light, levels of light. Exactly. We are crystalline, or we will be going to crystalline. Everything is fiber optics, everything. So the system around us is a reflection of what's actually in us. Everything that's being done in the realm of what we call society, in the realm of what we call reality, in the realm of what we deem as the third dimension, it's only reflective of what's already within us. We are fractals of the one source that is consciousness through all, everything has consciousness. We are fractals of that. You look up fractals, see a lot of what I say and a lot of what I'm gonna say and be saying, I'm not gonna break it down because that's an insult to your divine soul. It's not about me telling you how to do it exactly like this and you got to spin around 2 times and wake up and on some Holy Marys and all this. There's no doctrines. You have your own set of instructions and you have to turn on. You have to tune in. You have to turn it up when you are led, inspired, or when it's your time. Everything, the book that I've written, Spiritual Insight, Get Your Head Together, Spiritual Insight for the Conscious Volume 1, this is not about teaching you anything. You, you, you can't teach a soul. The soul knows. So what the book does is spark your memory. It's about sparking your memory. If you relax and relate to what it is that you're absorbing and not see with your not see with your regular with your physical eyes, but start allowing yourself to flow with the um, your first eye. It's not a third eye. That's not. It's not. It's backwards. Everything that we've been conditionally programmed to is backwards. It's not a third eye. It's your first eye. It's the first eye that saw its way through the canal and through the tunnel and through to the forming life. It's the first eye. That eye was present in the germination of you in the womb, as it is now in the womb of the universe. And remember, we went through the universe. We are the universe. Each and every one of you is a universe. Why? Because there's, what, at least 10 trillion or 16 trillion cells. Each cell breathes life, air is electric. Each cell does excrete waste, multiplies, so there's interaction, sexual activity. Everything is a replica, is a replicant. Everything is a replication of the source. So that's the fractal. Fractals are well, you look it up. I'm not going to go into that. Fractal, not a fraction. You're not less than. You are all that is connected to the grand scale of all there is. So you're a representative in a more smaller form, but not diminished at all. And that's what is fearful. That's what is fear. That's why you're feared. Melanated people that's why you're feared. But it's been a projection of that fear for you. It's been projected that you are going to do to those that, but our heart's not into retribution. We're not looking to do nothing. All we're looking to do is liberate ourselves, but not freedom. Freedom is a manipulation of sorts and an idea with the wrong energy. Because remember, everything has, okay, every alphabet actually has a frequency, and the frequency can be contracting or liberating, depending on how you process the idea around this frequency. So I'm telling you that when you say things like I hope or I believe, within the word itself, believe. So you are being with what you're saying. What you're saying is leaving you. So believe, and then in the middle of believe is lie. So you're believing in the lie. So when you believe in something, it's a lie. Why? Because it's not your truth. You believing in something that's someone else's truth or someone else's idea of truth. That's the other thing. You have no idea what somebody's true um, intention is. And if you do, or when you do realize the truth of their intention, and you continue to go on because of your knowledge and knowing of what that intention is, that you know that intention is not in your best interest, you know that their intention is not to do you really good, but you go along with it because maybe you're comfortable with it, or maybe you're afraid, or maybe there's money in it. Whatever the reason, if it's a lie, you're dealing with a lie, then that stains your aura. See, this is a serious time now, and Gil Scott Heron say the revolution will not be televised. No, because it's internal. We can be looking at the screen, or we can be shooting these cameras like we're doing, but we're not televising the revolution that's going on inside. We can only express what we express based on what we idea, what we think is something to express. But the actual tilling the soil and flipping things up on its head, it has to start from within. And nobody sees that. And the biggest part of that is you have to go into the darkness. You have to resolve, or at least come to terms with those things you're afraid of. Your history, your life's work, whatever their life, well, not your life, maybe not your life work. If your life's work involves you having a black or dark heart, you got to deal with that. This is where we are. We must balance. This system it looks like it's chaotic, but it's actually rebalancing. And so those who tend to twist the narratives, they would have you believe, again, there's their word, they would have you, because if you don't know, if you don't remember who you are, if you don't remember that you're divine, with one shoe, no shoes, money, no money, don't feel good, alcoholic, drug addict, living in Beverly Hills, it doesn't matter. None of this status is not the symbolic processes by which divinity operates. Remember, we're talking about that which is eternal, infinitely. So what does it care about money or stuff? You are abundant in every opportunity for what they say, quote unquote, being unsuccessful. In the same opportunity, there's ways to succeed. But if your focus is myopic and you're only looking at what somebody told you, or if you do this and that don't happen, then you failed. These are all terms to keep you on lockdown, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually. Can't break your spirit, but they can twist you up quite a bit, because if you accept things as you're told, and too afraid to go and explore within yourself, that's the difference. The difference is, if you have no critical thinking, if you're uncomfortable with being indifferent to what others might say, think, feel, or do, if you care about how somebody else's feel and don't think much of your truth or what it is that you are needing, and these things are in moments. These things are in moments. There are moments in time that you must respond in a loving way. Again, this is not hatred. This is not about hurting somebody, but everybody is hurting. Everybody's not envisioning or invoking or projecting their hate, pain, and on others. But that's the system that we're in. The system that we're in has taught, conditioned, and programmed in ways to project their misery onto others, and then have you thinking you're miserable, having you thinking you're hurting, and you might be hurting because of the environment you've been in. You can't walk in the rain and not get wet. However, you can get dry. You can dry yourself off, dust yourself off, and move on, because the sun will shine. The sun is shining. We're in the sunshine now. You're the sunshine. Each and every one of you is sunshine. And all we have to do is embrace the all that we are, with integrity, with dignity, be unafraid, step into your power now. Now, I did this before, and I'm going to show you again, and then this is something you can do. Take your thumb, rub the center with your thumb on that hand, then rub your center with the thumb on this hand, and then very slowly, like you're cupping a ball, and then push slightly, ever so slightly. Push your hands apart. Preferably you don't want to have any fans blowing, because it could blow the energy a little bit away so you don't feel it as much. But if you're in a stagnant situation where no wind is moving, you can feel the pressure. You can't see it, but you can feel the pressure of the energy that's literally in your hands. Well, guess what? You have the power in your hands, in your thoughts, in your being, that you command. And all you have to do is just start drinking more water, spring water, coconut water, and start giving yourself instructions. My body's in perfect harmony, centered, whole, and balanced. Every cell of my being vibrates with radiant health, strength, and vitality. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. And when you are looking, even though you don't see anything, just the thought connecting to what the pressure that you're feeling in your powerful hands helps to generate more energy. Breath exercises. Breath exercises. If you notice when you get upset, or if you um, hyped about something negative, your your breathing is a lot faster, shorter breaths. You kind of get out of breath quick. You're hyped up, upset, angry. So you breathe faster. You got to get control of your breath. You have to get control of your emotions. These are the things that are necessary to start to program this avatar, because you're energy, frequency, and vibration. You just show, you just look like, but if they were to, they actually have glasses where they can see the auras. If you're sick, there's a color. If you're healthy, there's a color. If you feel joy, it's different. You project energy from you that is unseen. Now, animals can pick it up, babies can pick it up, different things, certain things about your being that is not physically visible. However, discernment with your first eye can be seen. It is seen. You have a presence. There's an anointing on you every day, all day. The protection is you protect. You sit in the seat of the soul. You are the seat of the soul. Not as the physical being that you are, but as energy, frequency, and vibration representing the expressions from consciousness or of consciousness. So you cannot fool yourself. And this is what we've been trained, conditionally programmed to do. Play a role, act like something we're not, want to be like Mike. You know, all the little boys and all the little girls, they want to look up to somebody. It's amazing. I never had a hero. I learned to respect everybody, but I never had a hero or nobody that I looked up to or was a fan of anyone. I respect everybody. I respect the people that I've met that's been on TV. That's the only thing is their job is high visibility. Whatever they're doing is high visibility. It doesn't make them better. Doesn't make you less because you're not in that particular arena. But it's just amazing that the status and the symbols or the symbology of status we've been indoctrinated to whereas we connect our emotions to these ideas of hierarchy, and they don't exist. The things that we've just connected ourselves to based on what we've been programmed, conditioned, and indoctrinated with over the years of time that's in your DNA, that's in your cells, you got to reverse that. You have to reverse it. And the only way you reverse it is you do like what? Every day. Check your thoughts. Check what you're saying. How does this mean? What does this mean? How does that mean that? It's there's no more hoping, wishing, praying, having faith and belief. There's only knowing. And your knowing comes from experiences. And your experiences are the true definitions of the presence that you already are. As a matter of fact, everything mirrors what you already are. And as you see that coming back to you, as you see you keep having certain experiences and certain type of people and certain things always happening, and what you have to change the way you think about it so that you can start to have other things migrate or magnetize yourself to other things. Because what happens is, with all of your chakras, depending on what center you're working from, they're spinning vortexes. And anything that's electrical that spins creates an energetic field. And that energetic field becomes a magnet or it repels, depending on what it is and what energies you're processing through. So this is the energy, frequency, and vibration. This is the mechanics or if you will, some of the protocols of how you work. The um, the energies that you generate with thought, not they don't manifest anything. What they do is they magnetize you or draw whatever it is to you from the reality, from the place where it already exists. See, this is a field of possibilities. The eternally infinite field of possibilities. So there's many different roles, and depending on you, your intention, how you really feel with your heart, everything works in unison or in conjunction with the desire. Everything is connected to you. If your emotions are ego driven, then you're going to get a lot of stuff that's that's disingenuous, because the ego is necessary, but it can't lead. The ego is not the seat of your power. The seat of your power is the soul that you already are, expressed as an expression of consciousness. And when we understand that, and when we put it together in terms of, I don't want to attract, or I don't want to place myself in spaces that is not going to give me what I desire. And if you desire peace, then you're not going to want to put yourself in a lot of places that does not have peace, because it's energy. And you being there and you saying you want peace, but you consistently put yourself in places where there's no peace. And then when you go away from that place, you're still resonating with that energy that's not peace. So we have to be real clear on what we're saying and how we're not deceiving ourselves, because that's what we've been taught to do. We've been taught to deceive. And not so much as taught to deceive as much as it's a light show. Everything is refracting and reflecting light sources from here and there. So if you're constantly dependent on what you see outside of you from the light that's coming in, that's where the deception comes in at. You absorbing light. Instead of you radiating light, you're absorbing light. And through the absorption of light, you'll start to emotionally and physically allow yourself to acquiesce and try to align yourself with these external energies, forgetting about the internal energies that's speaking to you, that's tugging on you, that's showing you numbers, giving you all kind of signs, but you ignore that because this out here, everybody says is what you're supposed to get and what you're supposed to do and how it's supposed to work. And so you're trying to align yourself with some foreign stuff, foreign entities, foreign energies. So that ultimately doesn't allow you to be clear within yourself, with your energies. You have a natural community of some 16 trillion, if not more, cells that are listening to you, that are hearing you, that are not aligning themselves with you. If you're not aligning yourself, you're the captain. If the captain is saying one thing and doing something else, telling the crew to do one thing and doing something else, there's no real cohesiveness. There's no real order. And we've been out of order for a long time. And now the time has come. This is a wave. This is a wave. This is a wave that's coming through, and it will get intense. And the more intense it gets, the more stable we must be. And the only way you're going to be stable in an intensified situation, any type of intensities, is you be true, authentic, and um, integrous. You can't be one thing, say one thing, and be something else. So here on camera, I'm this way, and then when you meet me in the street or you see me somewhere in a club or see me I'm somebody else. Nope. Gotta have the integrity. Everything's gotta be solid. I mean solid. And that ain't hard. It's just you have to make the decision to do it, want it with all your might. You have to want this thing like nothing you ever wanted before. And then set about, just take the steps in the direction. You don't necessarily um, have to be, it's not about perfection because you're already perfect. For whatever it is you came to do, however you were sent and done, whatever you're doing is perfect. Everything always happens as it should. Divinity does not, it's not about God. God is an anthropomorphic replacement of your deity that is you, the, the source that is connected to the all, that is consciousness. Because there is nothing else. There is no being, there's no man, there's nothing. If there is a God, which if you want to call it God, then it would be a woman. Because that's the giver of life. That's everything passes through the woman. Everything, the woman is the vessel chosen to give life, to birth nations, to birth universes. So why would God be, again, this things to distract and throw you off and make you think something that's not so. And then while you hung up on trying to figure that out or remember yourself, because the more you believe or the more you allow yourself to accept a lie, the more easy it is for you to accept other lies. The minute you, the minute you're not critically thinking, and you allow one little nugget to slip in, then that opens the door for some more, and then some more, and the next thing you know, you done forgot what you're supposed to be doing, how you're supposed to move, and is this real? Or now you're questioning yourself. See, we have to have the confidence to know. If you don't, somebody will help you, and you may not need or want. But if you don't demonstrate a sincere, genuine, authentic connection to the all that you already are, you don't have to go nowhere to get it. You don't have to go nowhere looking for it. There's no need in my coachings, because I'm not a leader. I'm a leader of me, but I'm not a leader. It's not about leading people. I'm not looking for followers. I don't care who listens or who gets it. I don't care. It's nice if you do, but again, we want authenticity. So if you latching on to this, then you're a real one. Because everybody can't handle it. My book, folks say, some folks say they get it. Some folks say it's over their head. Okay, that is, it's one of those things you'll pick that thing up later on and say, oh, okay, I get it now. Just depends on where you are in your life. Everything is not for everybody. It's not about, you know, this is for the masses. I don't know who it's for. I don't know what this is. I know it's for me. That's what I know. I don't know who it's for. But in knowing, I know it's for me. So my choice is easy. Now somebody else's, they could be struggling. And I can help. 786-759-0180. I can help. I can help guide you. I can help coach you. But I can't do it. Well, I won't say can't. I don't do it for you. It's not about me doing it. It's about you doing it because you have to get familiar with how you work, what your deep, dark secrets are. And I don't want to know them. It's not about you telling me what it is so I can give you the answers. I can give perspectives, which is what I'm doing, but they're from my perception. They're from my perspective and my angle. There's a circle and there's a point in the middle, which is the source. And that from that point, all these lines from that point out goes out to those different places. Those are perspectives. Those are angles, fields of perception, and everybody's got it. There's no mine's better. I know more. I have these degrees. I did this. I went here. I done. That's fine. That doesn't make you better. It doesn't make you know more. And none of that. Your experiences are different. Mine are too. Your experiences have helped you, so did mine as well. So it's like, how well do you take what you've gotten from your experiences? Not how well you can copy and mimic somebody else's. See, you got to look at the environment that we're in. What do? They copy and mimic a lot. Matter of fact, they give awards out and they say, "Oh, you really sound like more so and so, or you really do that," and that's fine. If you can not recover, if you can remember what you sound like and what you really do, it's okay to mimic and entertaining because that's all it's about. This is more than entertainment. You can be entertaining, yes, but this is more than entertainment. And if all you see it as entertainment, then you're limiting yourself to the scope of your abilities to just think that it's entertaining. There's some power in it, and it ain't no struggle. We've done the struggling. Our ancestors done struggling. You've done your struggling in your own time. Now, when do you live? When do you know? That's what this is about now. It's about showing up and not showing out because that's ego again. It's about showing up and standing in the presence of the all that you already are. Listen, who I am is divine. What I am is divinity in motion. If you need some assistance, if you would like to uh, chop it up on a more personal level, 786-759-0180. AVOC, a voice of consciousness. Once again, every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will do Get Your It Together 2.1 Saturday mornings. What I am, who I am is divine, what I am is divinity in motion. AVOC is out.